Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This topic is going to be about not everybody is a monster, not everybody is toxic. It's so easy to get in these situations and think that everyone is a threat and everyone is bad. If you're a guy, you can easily fall in the trap that you think every woman is just innate or impugned with these abilities to be toxic. And the same thing for a woman. If your ex is a toxic male, you can begin to think that every guy is toxic and is out for no good. One thing I will say is look at like my channel and look at some other channels like Leslie Power's channel, Angie Atkinson, Dana, Meredith. There are examples on both sides of really good people that are not toxic, that are really empathetic, that are really trying to do good in the world. Now, if you look at that, then not everybody can be a monster. And it's so easy to get caught up in this mode to where we just think that everybody is toxic and everybody is out to get us. Now, the other thing you have to remember is when we're groomed for this, most of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, it comes from a family of origin problem. So we had a bad family of origin. We dealt with toxic people growing up. We've been conditioned for that our entire lives. What happens with that is we end up attracting and seeking out subconsciously the same type of people. And it's not just in romantic relationships. You will find that you surround yourself with the same type of people you were always around before. Now, part of that issue is we get acclimated that it's normal. That's the way people are. You make excuses for it. That's the way everyone always was. The good people are the anomalies that you very rarely see, so it's not something that you really think about. But the reality is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you are constantly surrounded by crappy people, you're going to be surrounded by crappy people. There's a quote that I don't remember who it's from, but basically it says, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. So whoever those people are, that's who you are more likely going to be like. That's why oftentimes like in marketing type channels and in that realm or that genre, video or information, they say, surround yourself with better people. Now, in those situations, they're talking about surround yourself with more professional people or more, not professional, but successful people, and surround yourself with them. Well, think about it. If we were to surround ourselves with quality people and phase out the toxic people, then the only people we would be around are quality people. The problem is, most of the time, we think there are no quality people, or they're like the unicorn. And it's just really not the case. Now, I get that this is probably an advanced topic for anybody who's really starting out on this. And what I want to roll back with, and I want you to think about, like what I said in the beginning of this video, is most of the time, you will find that you were surrounding yourself with the exact same type of people. Maybe your ex was cheating on you, but there's a pretty good chance that everybody else that you were around were not the most quality people in the world. I know that was the case for me. Even in my professional realm, I was surrounded by some really toxic, nasty, manipulative people. There were some good people sprinkled in there. Don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of people who were doing a lot of bad things. They weren't illegal things, but just immoral things or just unethical things or just things that are just a good person just wouldn't do. But once you start learning from this and once you start really delving into what's happened and how you got here, you're going to go through multiple phases. One is you're going to be completely freaked out about what happened with your ex. I get that. The next part about that is you're going to start analyzing your family and friends. And there's a pretty good chance, unless you're one of the lucky few that have a really good family, in that case, congratulations. But if you are the statistical norm, more than likely, you come from a troubled home where things weren't exactly the greatest. Maybe they weren't horrible. Maybe it wasn't physical abuse. There was a lot of emotional abuse more than likely going on. And more than likely, a lot of the people that you've surrounded yourself with at work are just people that really don't deserve to be there. Now, like I said, you'll start out with the frustration and the stress and stuff dealing with your ex. And then you're going to start looking at these other toxic people in your life. And you will go through a phase thinking, oh, dear God, everybody's toxic. There's no good people in this world. The reality is that's simply not the case. There are good people in this world. There are a lot of good people on this channel. You guys continue to impress me with the quality of people, with how supportive you are, how open you are to listen and embrace other people who need it. I mean, I see that all the time on the live streams and in the comments. I mean, that is a really good indication that, yeah, there are good people out there. You just have to heal yourself. You have to figure out how you got to this point, and then you have to learn to be able to see these toxic people, set up really good boundaries so that you don't allow them in. Granted, I know at work, if you're dealing with people like that, you still have to be professional, and you don't, unless you leave or win the lottery or something, you don't really have a ton of options there. But at the same time, you can choose how much you allow that person into your personal space, into your inner circle. And then what I would ask you to do is start seeking out quality people. Get rid of the negative people, and then when you're ready, start seeking out quality people. Do it, be cautious about it, take your time with it. I would encourage you to build a better support group of friends and maybe align yourself with quality family members and phase out the toxic people. And then expand into new areas and learn and meet new people. One of the things I just want to hit on that is, and one of the things that often surprised me when I was going through this is that I continue to meet some really extraordinary people. Being near a military base, that also helps facilitate that because there's people that come and go all the time. And I made some really great friends. And they were really supportive in the midst of all this nightmarish garbage. It was amazing to find a situation to where I was surrounding myself with new people. New people were introduced in my life that brought positive value, just really good, genuine people. That's where the slow shift starts, to where you really start realizing that the life you had before in that toxic environment is not and does not have to be the rest of your life. We really have the opportunity to completely transform our lives into something so much better than we ever anticipated or would have thought possible. I know I've often talked about this, but when I was in the middle of my relationship and my marriage, it was just not pleasant. It felt really difficult. I was scared of every day. The future scared the crap out of me. It was like lather, rinse, and repeat with that back end hope that something would ultimately change. And I couldn't even see what was wrong at the time. I look at my life now, being away from that, being in a completely different environment, not dealing with that constant chaos, that constant, subversive, covert emotional abuse that just slowly whittles you down to nothing. I know that this could be a little too soon. Hopefully for some of the folks on the channel who've been here a while, this is completely spot on and you're like, yep, I get it. For the people new at this, I hope that you can look at this or hear this message and go, well, I don't know if I believe that, but okay, let me see what happens. And just be slow about it and things will get better. And I just wanted to get that out there because I think it's an important message to add in to the vacuum of information, and hopefully it'll give you some more clarity on what you're going through. On that, I'll chat with you on the next video. Take care.